The 7 Years' War, a global conflict unveiled. Our tale begins in the mid-18th century, an era of emerging global empires. Powerhouses of Europe, including Britain, France, and Prussia, stood on the brink of a conflict that would change world history. As the embers of old rivalries flared, sparks ignited on a distant frontier. The Ohio River Valley, a distant land rich in resources, became the battleground for the British and French colonial forces. Thus the 7 Years' War began. The primal spark of this war was not just territorial but also commercial. Our story takes us into the heart of the global trading routes, where fierce competition for dominance over fur trade, sugar, and slaves fueled the flame of conflict. As the war spread, it engulfed more than just two nations. Allies were drawn in, alliances shifted, creating a web of political intrigue. Native American tribes, Russian forces, and even the Holy Roman Empire found themselves ensnared in this worldwide conflict. Amid the political machinations and territorial disputes, tales of bravery and tragedy unfolded. The war was not just about the clash of empires, but also about the people whose lives were changed forever. We will venture with British General James Wolfe, a man hailed as a hero yet plagued by illness. His audacious attack on Quebec City is a saga of courage, cunning, and a touch of madness that changed the course of the war. From Europe, our journey takes us across the Atlantic, where the war's flames lapped the shores of colonial America. Here, an ambitious young colonist named George Washington faced Britain's enemies, setting the stage for his future role in American history. On the Indian subcontinent, the war took a different turn. France's struggle against Britain was mirrored in the battle between Indian rulers, forging the path towards the British Raj. This war was not just a European conflict, but a global one. The war raged on, with battles fought on land and sea, in the Americas, Europe, and Asia. The alliances shifted, victory and defeat were traded, yet the end seemed nowhere in sight. 7 years of conflict had taken their toll on all sides. In 1763, the Treaty of Paris was signed. The war had finally ended, shifting the balance of power in Europe and leaving a lasting impact on the world. Britain emerged as the undisputed naval power, but the cost had been high. The 7 Years' War had far-reaching ramifications. In America, the seeds were sown for the Revolutionary War. In Europe, it set the stage for the Napoleonic era, and in India, it set the course for the British Raj. As we delve into the thrilling and tragic tales of the 7 Years' War, we will understand that this was no ordinary conflict. This was a war that shaped economics, politics, and societies across the globe. As we conclude, remember the 7 Years' War as not just a chapter in history books. It was a turning point that shaped the world as we know it today. Echoes of the war still resonate in our modern world. Join us as we uncover the stories, the people, and the intrigue of the 7 Years' War. A global conflict unveiled and explored, bringing history to life.